Give it to me like
Laker Nation, listen. We played the Knicks. We took a L, another L, and I know they're racking up. But with LeBron taking his one-game suspension this game, he normally loves showing out in Madison Square Garden, so I know this one hurt him. I would say the only thing that's worse than that suspension is being suspended on a night when he's supposed to play in Madison Square Garden. Now, of course, all of us know we were looking forward to a Carmelo Anthony breakout game, especially in his old home. But, of course, that didn't happen tonight. But I'm going to break down the film. I'm going to talk about a lot of the wins, a lot of the losses, things I've seen in this game. And that's all coming up next on the Film Room Podcast. So Laker Nation, we played Madison Square Garden tonight against the Knicks, who is also another struggling team. Let me pull up their box score, their record. This was a very easily winnable game, and at times we got close, but just couldn't make it over the hump. We just couldn't make it over the hump. And although we were down 25-point deficit, we battled back. We battled back. We looked good. Defensively, we started clicking. We started playing as a team. And as soon as we got close to getting our first lead of the game, we went right back to what we always do. Hero ball. Playing 101. Try and drain threes when we don't need them, instead of working our way into a better shot, a better possession offensively. And the Knicks took advantage. They knew, like all of us knew, if the Lakers took the lead in that game, there was no turning back. Because once we took the lead, or if we were able to take the lead, then it would have been no turning back. Lakers would have won that ball game. But I will say, I'm not too upset with this loss as the others. Only because we were down early, and it looked like we didn't come to play. AD sick, flu game, or 24-hour bug game. But we battled back. You know, and that's what I want to see. I'm not looking for the kill shot right now. We almost 20 games in. I'm not looking for the kill shot. I'm not looking for the Lakers to be 100%, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're not 100%. We haven't even seen our whole team as a team yet. Trevor Ariza's still been out. Kendrick Nunn. These are two guys that are going to help us on both ends of the floor. Trevor Ariza defensively, Kendrick Nunn offensively. So when THT has an off night like he had tonight, then it's up to Kendrick Nunn to step up. When Malik Monk has another off night like he did tonight, then it's up for Wayne Ellington to step up. Kent Bazemore didn't even touch the floor. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, yes, he's been off, and yes, he hasn't had a few good games. But on a game like tonight, when we're down by 25, I'm surprised Vogel didn't throw him in. Now, I'm not blaming Vogel for nothing. I'm not blaming Vogel for nothing. But it seems to me as if we just want to play hero ball. When the times get real sticky, everybody wants that dagger shot to either take the lead or tie. Same thing we did in this game, same thing we do in a lot of games. we get gassed and we start hoisting up threes all over the place, and everybody's bricking and everybody's off. So we have to work on that. We have to work on staying together when it's clutch time. Because everybody's been saying, oh, our defense is terrible. Our defense is terrible. Well, no, it's not really our defense. It's our effort. And our effort is on both ends of the floor. It's on offense and defense. The defense is great. You see what our defense can be when they lock in mentally. When they lock in mentally, oh, good luck. And that's without LeBron out there. DJ had a block party tonight. He looked incredible. That's part of the reason why we were back in this game, because of DJ and Avery Bradley, two of the pieces that a lot of people complain about. A lot of people want to get rid of. Give them time. You know what I mean? Give them time. These guys all can play ball. And I know we sit back in our couch and our chairs and we watch these games and we see them bricking and we see them making dumb plays. And we see them not getting over defensively or not shuffling their feet or moving the ball side by side or just standing around. Yes, we all see it. And the Knicks were good defensively. But none of our guys, to me, are the guys that, you really want taking that shot. Especially since they were off. There was a lot of guys that were off tonight. But Brody got it going in the third quarter. Avery Bradley looked incredible tonight. So, although we lost, I'm not really upset with this loss only because we're still down a lot of pieces and our main guy. And the main guy, who is our main guy when our main guy is out, if y'all followed that, was sick. So we went down early, 25-point deficit, and then we struggled and we battled back. And it took a lot of our gas to get back in that, to clamp down on defense, to get stops, because we started getting some great stops. And then we started playing offense and we started getting out in transition and running the floor. And things started to shift. Things started to swing in our direction. But this is what I've been harping on all season. It's not our defense. Our defense is fine when our defense needs to be fine. It's whether or not they will play defense when we need them to. Or when they need to. But these guys can play ball. Doesn't mean they don't know how to play ball just because at that particular time they don't want to. And that's the biggest thing is, do you want to? Do you want this enough? We got a lot of older guys. A lot of older guys that's never seen a ring. A lot of guys that's still searching for their ring. But that just goes to show you what a lot of some of these players say is true. Not everybody wants to win. Not everybody cares about a title, a championship. Yeah, they may talk about it. But guess what? They going home and resting on 90, 100 mil, something like that. They're set for life. Basketball has changed their life. And though they love to play basketball, some people are okay. Some people are okay with the outcome of never getting there. If it happens. Because some people just have it fixed in their mind. I ain't gonna get there. We ain't getting there. So I'm just going to play ball as best I can. Try and get wins as much as I can. And live with the results. And I'll play when I want to play. And that's what we're seeing from the Lakers. Especially on defense. Because we can defend. It's just whether or not we choose to. Whether or not they choose to defend is on them. But their defense is incredible when they want to play defense. To me, it's always been offense. We got a lot of guys that want to shoot threes instead of putting forth the effort to get to the paint, to draw that foul. We got a lot of guys that just want to stand outside and shoot. I blame a lot of it on our plays in the first half while we got into this huge deficit. There is no reason why we need to be coming out force feeding the AD on the high post like we have been doing. I've seen that for the last 3 years, and guess what? It hasn't been that effective. And it's very easy to pick apart. Because they know exactly when AD lines up where he lines up on that high post, it's going to him, they're going to clear out, and he's going to shoot a fadeaway jump shot. And he just hasn't been effective enough from that jump shot all year and last year. You haven't been effective enough to sit out there and shoot shots like that. You have to get to the basket. And although he was sick, we all have sick days, right? He's not immune from it just because he plays basketball professionally. He didn't call in sick. He was probable before the start of the game, and he still played. And said, yeah, coach, put me in. I'm going to play. So I'm not faulting AD for that. AD showed up tonight for us because he know, like we know, we needed him. And Westbrook looked incredible tonight in spurts. The start of the game, he looked trash. Everybody was like, trade him. Get rid of this dude. Put him on the bench. Da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, everybody's going to be emotional every play, especially when you're on Twitter. Oh, my God. Emotions all over the place. But it was great to see our team come together when we're down like that, to not give up, to not say, oh, we ain't got it tonight. Let's just go through the motions, fellas. We ain't got it tonight. We're off. They up by 25. We ain't coming back from that. But they didn't do that. They stayed in the game. Carmelo Anthony riled the troops, from what I hear. And they got back in the game. They stuck with it. I'm proud of my guys for that. Of course, I'm upset that we lost. But what they did in this game, I thought down the stretch, come playoff time, games like tonight are going to define us later. This is the test, or the pre-test, or the quiz before the test. And although we didn't pass with flying colors, just wait till the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And we keep chipping away because, listen, all of these guys are brand new. They're used to playing in a certain system, and all of them came from different systems. Malik Monk came from a system where it was a whole bunch of young guys. They just ran. They didn't have a superstar to really pass to, and the coach didn't say, make sure he touches the ball every possession. The offense needs to run through him. They played a team ball. Russell Westbrook, known for having the ball in his hands, just from last game, had to adjust with LeBron on the floor and him having the ball most of the possessions, to this game having the ball most of the possessions. It's an adjustment. And yeah, we're looking at it like, yeah, these dudes play ball. So what? For a living. So what? They should know. But it's different professionally. It's not just like a pickup game where you go out there and you just try and play basketball. There's strategies in place. You know? So I don't fault my guys, man. I think my guys played hard tonight. They deserved the win, but just couldn't get there. And I blame AD being sick. Not blame him, but you know what I mean? I put it on him being sick that, you know, he didn't have that oomph to just kind of take the game over and put it in his hands. And Westbrook kept deferring to other players at times late in the game. But he looked incredible in that third, and I think he gassed himself in that third. I think he gassed himself. And then when he was on fire, of course, Vogel took him out. and then put him back in, and he still came in aggressive, but it wasn't the same aggression. He wasn't getting to the basket. I mean, he was on a few possessions, but the killer instinct had drained out a little bit. You can tell. Because maybe he was gassed. Malik Monk was off. THT was completely off. I don't think he scored a bucket. Let me go to the box score. We lost 106-100. We went on like a 26-4 run to end the second and throughout the third. I thought looked really impressive. In the first quarter, we only scored 20 points. We looked pathetic. The second quarter, we scored 31 to their 27. And in the third, where we normally have our woes and we just kind of fall complacent, we outscored them 30-20 in the third. We were right there in the ball game. Down by 3, we tied the game. We just could never get over the hump. Everybody wanted that kill shot, like I mentioned before. Everybody wanted to be that guy, I guess you can say. Eye test, that's what it looked like. Everybody wanted to be that guy. That when they hit this shot, crowd goes wild because the Lakers have finally got the lead. And every time it was in the hands of somebody who could make that difference, nobody was able to cash in. And then in the fourth quarter, we only scored 19 points. We were gassed. And we ran out of gas and they didn't. And that may come down to the age. That may come down to the deficit. I don't know. So they outscored us in the fourth quarter 23-19. Because they were a little gassed too. But you know, the Knicks had one guy that kind of kept them in the game. And kept that lead just too far out of the Lakers' reach. And it got me to thinking, bro, who that? Who is this dude out here? He looked like he 14. He must be a rookie. Quickly was balling in that third quarter. He said, no, not in my house. Y'all are not going to get this lead. He hit like 3 threes in a row. He was impressive. I don't know who this dude is. He looked like he was 14. I said, who is this baby face looking dude in this game? Hitting all these threes like this. Quickly. But Westbrook, you know, he had a great game. He scored 31 points. Let's go to the box score on our boys. Westbrook played 37 minutes, scored 31 points. He had 13 rebounds and 10 assists. He had 2 steals. He was 10 for 18 from the field. He had a great night. He was 3 for 6 from the three-point line. He had a great night. A lot of turnovers, 6 turnovers. AD played 33 minutes, scored 20 points, had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 7 for 17 from the field. He wasn't feeling that great. And he was 1 for 2 from 3. Avery Bradley had an incredible game tonight. He played 29 minutes, scored 15 points. He had 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. He was impressive. He was hustling. He was getting to the 50-50 balls. He was defending well. He looked sharp tonight. He was 3 for 8 from the field. He was 5 for 11 from the field. That's 45%. He was 3 for 8 from 3. THT played 28 minutes, scored 0 points. I mean, that's the game right there. I know he had a bad game last game, but a lot went on last game. It could have thrown him off a bit. But this game, listen, how many games are THT going to have like this? Where he's missing layups, normal ones he makes, But he kind of reverted back to that rookie style to where he would just drive to the paint with nowhere to go. They would stop him. He wouldn't know what to do. He would still try and force it. You can't do that, bro. You got to look for the open man. Okay? You always have to know where your plan B is, where your contingency plan is, just in case something like that happens, and it happened too much in his game. He had 0 points. He had 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was 0 for 8 from the field. He was 0 for 2 from 3. And I also think it goes in with his development, right? They are training or grooming THT to be defensive minded. To be defensive. A defensive player more than an offensive player, or to just gain more of the defensive side like his offensive side. And when players tend to do that, players tend to struggle. When they try to work on one side because they know that the coach is telling them, hey, this is where you need to improve. And he's so mindset on improving on the defensive end that the offense tends to slip away. And I think that's what's happening with THT. DeAndre Jordan played starting center tonight. He played 24 minutes. He had 6 points. He had 11 rebounds. He had 1 steal, 1 block. He had more than 1 block, I believe. He was 3 for 6 from the field. That's 50%. DeAndre Jordan looked great tonight. And the spacing didn't seem like an issue. I don't know. I really didn't look at the spacing in the first quarter. Or in the first half, I should say. What happened here? Somebody just got hurt. Oh, he broke his leg. I don't know who that was on the Denver Nuggets. But he definitely looked like he broke his leg. And he is down. Dozier. Who the hell is Dozier? Malik Monk had an off night. He played 31 minutes, scored 12 points, had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He was 5 for 14 from the field, that's 35%. He was 1 for 7 from 3, that's 14%. He had an off night offensively. Another off night. But he still was able to score 12 points. Carmelo Anthony the same, played 27 minutes, scored 12 points. 3 rebounds and zeros across the board. He was 3 for 14 from the field. That's 21%. And he was 2 for 8 from 3. 2 for 8. 1 for 7. There's the ball game. That's why we couldn't get over the hump at times. Because our shooting was atrocious again. That happens because on the night where Russell Westbrook has probably his best scoring and best shooting night, all of our shooters have their worst shooting and scoring night. THT. Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony. And they played a lot of minutes, all of them over 25 minutes. Wayne Ellington played 17 minutes, scored 4 points. He had 1 rebound. He was 1 for 3 from the field. That's 33%. He was 1 for 3 from 3. There you go, right there. He made 1 3 and 1 free throw. Dwight Howard came in, played 9 minutes. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist. He didn't really get much run tonight. Dwight Howard was getting killed. Tried to put Vogel tried to implement the zone defense with Dwight Howard in there, and it just didn't work. Didn't look good. Had to get him out of there. But I'm not gonna make this long. This was another loss, and the losses just they're starting to hit a little different. Starting to become more of a thing that we expect. And I don't know if that's why I'm not really... I don't know if that's why I'm really not upset, but... You know, it's one of those things to where... You know, we tried. The effort was there. And I'm comfortable with the effort. You know, I'm comfortable seeing the effort. I'm comfortable with the way they played. I love how they played. They battled. They fought back. They got back in the game. Although we didn't get the win, you know, Braun ain't there. Austin Reeves, who's been playing great for us, ain't there. Trevor Ariza, Kendrick Nunn. It's 4 of our pieces still out. AD sick. And then all of our shooters pretty much had an off shooting night. But LeBron comes back tomorrow. And, I'm planning on a big game from him. A statement game. An aggressive, I'm mad game that I was suspended. So look for a big game from him tomorrow. AD may be out, depending on how he feels. But yeah, we got to get going. We're 20 games in. It's an 82-game season. We're right there at the first quarter. This is the end of the first quarter. And if you were to ask me, not so great. I did expect more from this team. Starting off, I expected a start like the Golden State Warriors, to be honest with you. Barely losing any games. All of our guys was healthy going into this. LeBron, AD. And then the reports came out about THT being hurt. Kendrick Nunn being hurt. Trevor Ariza hurt. So it's just like, eh. So once we get our guys back in the lineups, I think we're going to see a different team. It's still going to be flashes because they're still going to have to learn to play with Kendrick Nunn, and they're going to have to learn to play with Trevor Ariza in the lineup now. But it's going to be a different team. I'm wondering why I didn't see any Rondo tonight, and I'm wondering why I didn't see any Kent Bazemore tonight, especially when we went down by 25 early. Maybe it was because we went down 25 early that they weren't in, but I think Rondo and Bazemore could have affected this game somewhat, especially with Monk being off. I would have sat him a little bit. Seeing if that little break that he's been on would have helped improve his game and improve his play for Bazemore. Rondo the same. He had an off game. He's had a few off games to where, he's impacted the game, but not so much with the scoring and not so much with the defense. But I always think Rondo does a great job defending, so I can't really say that. But yeah, I really expected to see Rondo tonight, which I'm surprised I didn't. We played how many total players here? We played 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We played 9 players tonight. And I still think the way the Bucks play Giannis is great for AD. Play him the first 5, 6 minutes of the quarter. Take him out. Bring him back in at the very end of the first quarter. Leave him in for the start of the second a little bit. I think we got to do that with AD because playing him all of the first, it doesn't seem like it, I don't know, it just don't seem like it works well. Second quarter, we start to lose it. We go into halftime kind of down, and then halftime, third quarter, we come out slow and sloppy, and it ain't been working. I would play AD different, to be honest with you. But I don't put this one on Vogel. I don't, the rotations are the rotations. Who he chose to put in was availability. He chose availability. Out of 9 players, he has to start DeAndre or Dwight. Which one? You choose. You know what I mean? Because if he doesn't, if he starts somebody over and plays AD at the 5, then the 4 players we have left are off the bench are Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, and DJ. And you cannot put DJ and Dwight on the floor at the same time. You just can't. So he had a choice, and his choice was due to availability. These are the players that are available. This is the best lineup that I can come up with the available players that we have. And that's what he did. Laker Nation, y'all have been a beautiful crowd, and I have been a beautiful host. My name is Derek James, and you have been tuned into the Film Room Podcast. Hey, listen, I really appreciate y'all watching these videos. I know time is very important, especially now around the holidays. So I appreciate you listening to me talk about these Lakers for 30 plus, sometimes minutes. It means a lot to me. Listen, tell a friend to subscribe to my channel if they rock with the Lakers. I hope y'all have a safe Thanksgiving. And I'm out this bit.